Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cappuccino. And today episode in the title, we are doing another figure unboxing haul and review of these two beauties, the Chocola and Vanilla Nekopara figures by Flair. And yes, there are at least 5 different YouTubers who already did a review and unboxing of these two figures, but I have not seen any of it. I don't know what they said. I hope I can give you something new with my review about them, and I plan to do this like forever. Back in the day when I first pre-ordered them, that was like October 2020. No other figure YouTuber ever or had pre-ordered them at this point, and now seemingly everyone got them. Anyway, I think none of the other figure YouTubers have this. I got cat ears, I got a cat t-shirt which says meow, and I got the catitude to do this. Yeah. Oh god, that was so cringe. Anyway, these two were on my pre-order for like forever. They were my very first pre-order that I ever did of a figure. Prior to them, I never pre-ordered any of them. I usually just go by what's in stock and get them then. And the reason why I got these was mainly back then I was like, okay, what should my next figure be like? And I wanted Catgirls or a Catgirl as next because I didn't have one at that time. And I found these and they are totally my taste. They are purple, they are Catgirls. They have the cutest lingerie I have ever seen with stripes and whatever. So I had to have them. And in the end, I also did a mistake because I thought, oh, they were released in November 2020. So I ordered them in October 2020. Until I realized, no. They are supposed to come out in November 2021. And then obviously they got delayed a few more times afterwards. But yeah, I was kind of stupid, naive. Yeah, it was a mistake on my side. But either way, it's fine. I really wanted them. Another little info which I don't know if anyone other YouTuber shared. And this outfit, when you take a look at the box from this side, the outfit that they are wearing was the special illustration for the 10th anniversary, and there also exists a dress version. So it's the lingerie that they wear under the dress version. I will put both pictures up here on the screen so you can see it. And if they would do a figure of these two girls in these beautiful dresses, I would totally pick them up. I would wish for them to pick them up. But this also means that all the people who are hoping for one of the other Neko girls being in this cute lingerie, it will not happen. It was the 10th anniversary special design. They never did it for the other girls. So I don't think they will ever add some. At least not that I think of. And can I also say this cat design of the box is really, really cute. I love the windows. You can see on the front, on the top, the two kitties cut out. On the other side we also have another picture of the figures and obviously the front. But I also need to say this is way too big. Just one more little thing before we start with the unboxing, and that's I don't know how much you knew about the whole fiasco about shipping these two figures from Miami. I think a lot of people told it already. So I would just say to Germany, I would have needed to pay 24k just to ship them. DHL, which I then would have had to pay tax, customer and DHL fees, which I was not willing to pay for them. So I cancelled my Miami pre-order. I then pre-ordered them from Nintendo Games for 29,146 yen with a shipping cost of 6,700 yen. And a conversion fee of PayPal for 1,075 yen and an additional second shipping cost of 4,100 yen to get them to me via FedEx. So in total I paid 320 euro and 78 cents for them, plus of course, the taxes, which are 66 euros and 71 cents, which in the end made it more expensive to order them via Japan than if I would have gotten them in any other European store. So they were not worth shipping from Japan. But only now, because back in the day, that's another grape I had them pre-ordered on one of my local sites, then canceled them there to order them from Amiami because it was 100 euros cheaper to get them from there. And now we are where we are. Anyway, enough with the boring stuff. It's already getting way too long anyway. So let's get unboxing. And here they are. So a few words to the unboxing of my two little Nekopara girls. First off, when you pull them out, you will see why this box is so freaking huge. Because they decided to put this purple base in the horizontal, well, I think they could have put it in vertical direction. It would have saved space. And also, this was one of the hardest blisters I have ever seen. It was kind of freaking hard to pull them apart. Taking a look at the purple base, it's a really soft cushion, and some people are unsure about whether they will use it because of potential paint transfers. In my opinion, when they are just staying on the base, I think there's not so much of an issue that there will be paint transfer, but I'm not an expert, so I'm not exactly sure. That's just how I personally experienced it. You need to move the figure and you have this certain force so that from one to the other there can be some paint transfer. Next, I put out Vanilla because Vanilla was already pre-assembled. There was no assembly required. As you can see, she was protected quite lovely. However, you needed to assemble Chocola because her tail was separately packaged, which one of the reasons was because when you put them together, you put the tail at the end in the back of these two, and so the tail was disassembled, I think. So let's take a look at Chocola first. We will start with the face, which is done beautifully. They have added a little bit of blush. I hope the camera can pick it up, or the lighting. Maybe the lighting was a bit too strong. There's some really light blush on her face with some white dots on the cheeks. We have these beautiful colored eyes, which have a light sheen to them, making them pop quite nicely. And you will also see the beautiful strands of her bangs in front of her hair. All of them are done beautifully. The tips are sharp, no paint blotches or whatever. I love it. The different sculpted strands of her hair look amazing. When you're following the pigtails, they are bound with 2 red ribbons and some nice white lines around them, which are done beautifully. The hair falls in these really nice curls down to the bottom, which is also done quite nicely. Really realistic. We have always some red and white bows in it on both sides, and they are done beautifully. The back of her hair also has a lot of nice sculpting there, which I really liked. We have the super beautiful kitty ears with some blush in it, and on one side, as you can see, we have an earring, which is also a white bow with a little silver cross in it and some red specks on it. The detail is amazing. I guess I will repeat myself over and over again. Both of them on this note have amazing details, and I hope I can show all of them to you, and maybe you have not seen them before. Following Sweet, she has a bow on top of her hair, which is done magnificent. We have all these thin lines painted beautifully. We have a silver cross, silver necklace kind of details in it, which are done amazing. And did you notice that her frills at the end of the bow have some white dots on it? But not only dots, they also have some hearts painted, and all the hearts are painted beautifully. Like there's not one miss splotch or a thick line or anything. They were done extremely well. I've not seen this before in any other figure. Like the amount of detail on it is amazing. And also on one side there's this cute little apple. And on top of the bow we have this red heart. Following along we have her choker around the neck, which also has her cat bell in silver in front of it, and a heart on the choker, or which is sculpted separately, and also some nice silver dots around the choker. You can see it from both sides. And again on the frills we have this dotted heart line, which looks amazing. When we look at her hands, you can see she has some really beautiful nail polish on it in pink. And also, I hope my camera picks this up, we have a white V line on each finger, which is amazing. Like such a small detail. I really love this about this figure. She has so many small details on them. And of course she wears rings on both of her hands. On one side 2 silver rings with a cross and a red diamond. On the other one she has a pink heart ring and a silver bow, and also a movable bracelet with a cross on it. You have to be really careful when you put her down, because this one can move around her arm and move under her, and so that it doesn't snap off, you better move this around a little bit so that she's not laying her weight on it. And then we come to the best part of these figures, and that's the lingerie that they are wearing. And Chocola has a really nice lingerie in a deep purple and softer purple color with some white with some really light lilac highlights on it and a red bow. And again we see on the line some dotted lines, which are all done beautifully. These are all on point, not one missed point anywhere I found. And also you can see the lace on the side. And I was really thinking about, is it just painted or did they really put lace on there? But no, it is painted. It's done amazing, because it really gives you the illusion that this is lace. This is lace, but it's just painted, and I can't wrap my head around it because it's just lace. It's just painted lace. It's no real material. That's so amazing. That's one of my most favorite details about Chocola. And you also see all these folds and creases of the clothes. This is amazing. The back is pretty hard to film, and she has not so much anatomical detail in her back, so you don't really see shoulder blades or that much, or a collarbone. She doesn't have that much sculpted out, but it's fine. It still looks really nice. Moving down, we have the most amazing panties I've ever seen. They are side-bounded, have 3 ribbons at the front, 2 at the back, again in a lighter color and in red. Again, this super beautiful lace detail, which also is featured on her legs, or more like on her socks. They are so beautiful. They really look like lace, and oh, I can't gush enough about these beautiful thigh-high socks. They are amazing. Look at it, not one flaw on them. Again, on the ruffles there's some heart painting with some dots. They are done beautifully. They look amazing, and I can just show them to you, because what else should I say except that 100% craftsmanship of whoever did this. They get cookie points, they get whatever points there are out there. They deserve a rise of their wage because that was done beautifully. For this I gave my money and I'm happy that I did it. She has a nice ample S, and also I really love how you can see her hip bones. That looks amazing. It's a really nice touch and detail. And of course we do the last step, her cat tail, which is rather disappointing because we have no real sculpt of fur. But at the end, another nice bow in this white color or light purple color with again some dotted lines. So, and because these are two figures, we go on to the number 2, and that's Vanilla. And again, we will start in her face. She has a little bit different expression in contrast to Chocola. She has a little O mouth, which is also done beautifully. And again, we have a real slight blush on her face with some white dots, which is done amazing. The same glossy eyes, the same amount of detail in her hair strands, amazing. She is done beautifully. The same amount of detail as Chocola in her ears. Here we have, in contrast to Chocola, a dark bow with golden cross and blue painting in it, but also the back of her hair. Her hair is sculpted beautifully in her lower pigtails. In contrast to Chocola, here we now have blue bows, but also with a white trim and black bows. They flow also really beautifully over her back to her left thigh. To her left leg. They don't lie as flush as Chocola's pigtails, but also done really beautifully. We have a light shading on the hair in purple to her white, and looking at the bow at the top of her head is in the middle, which gracefully covers the hairline between her back and front bangs, which is done really beautifully. Again, we also have on the ruffles on the side of her bow the heart detail with the dotted lines, and of course a blue heart in contrast to Chocola, and a golden cross with blue details on it. And on the other side of her bow we have a little barrel, or maybe it's a dove. I'm not exactly sure which kind of bird it's supposed to be, but it's holding a little leaf. So I would say it's a dove. I hope I pronounced this right, a dove. And we move along to her choker, which is done in blue and gold. Also with a golden cat bell, which, by the way, you need to be careful because it moves just a little bit. So don't put stress on it, or otherwise I think it will snap. Again, the super cute dotted heart pointed detail on it. When we look at her hands, we have everything what Chocola has, just in gold and blue. Again, also her cross on her arm is moving, but it doesn't hinder her when she's standing atop of the plush or whatever base you will choose. So there's no problem there. Her fingers have a nice bright blue nail polish, again with the little white V painted on them, which is also done really neatly. We have no paint transfer whatsoever anywhere. Moving on, we have her corsage. Her lingerie is a bit different from Chocola's, also in this super beautiful striped lines. Again, we have the hard dotted line, and it's also done really beautifully. But if I had to choose, I like both of the lingeries, but I think I really adore Chocola's version a lot more than Vanilla's. But that doesn't mean that I don't like it, because it's also really beautiful. Her panties are the same striped material, and here we have also bound, they are also bound sideways with dark bows. And also again, just like Chocola, we have bows at the front and at the back. At the front there are 2 in the light blue color, 2 in the dark color, and at the back which also is featured in her socks, in her thigh-high socks, which are done amazing. Not one line is out. They are done beautifully. It's art. It's art on its own. And you see some really nice squish of her thighs, which is also really beautifully. Again, we have a dotted line on all the ruffles, and also again the hard dotted line on the second layer of ruffles. So we have 2 layers of ruffles, 3 layers of material, and it's just a masterpiece. Really amazing. Also, I have to say, because of her hair, her left leg is scuffed up, which you can hopefully see in my footage, and also has a little bit of a paint scuff at the front of her knee, which is a shame. And also her right foot has a little chip of paint at her toes, which is also a shame, but otherwise they are 100% perfect. Taking a look at her back, you can see that she as well as Chocola both have the little back dimples, which are super cute. Really love this detail. I also like how they shaped Vanilla's ass in comparison to Chocola's, because there are some indents on her sides. I don't know if the camera will show this, but I hope I can show it to you somehow. Overall, it just makes it so much more realistic, because she is smaller in size in comparison to Chocola, and you can really see this here, and it feels really natural. And last but not least, her beautiful tail has, in comparison to Chocola's, even some details sculpted in. We can see a little bit of fur on the one side of her tail, which goes up and ends as Chocola in a dark bow with some white lines. When you put them together, you need to be careful they don't fit as snugly together as I would have liked they would, but otherwise they are really perfect in every way, except maybe the paint is a bit lacking, I must say. The shading is quite minimal. We have a little bit of rose shading on all the little folds and creases of their glosses, of their hair and skin. By the way, the skin has a really soft touch to them, but otherwise, if I would say, there are better shaded figures out there than these two, but in my opinion it's no flaw, because overall these figures look so complete in the way they are that I'm not missing any strong contrast shading at all, because they look really soft, they look pastelic, they have a really nice soft feeling or soft look to them, which I personally really like. So in the end, I would give them a 10 out of 10, because even though my Vanilla has some scuffs, sadly, on her legs, they are otherwise so perfect. And in comparison to all my other figures, they are just so perfect, even with the lack of shading, that I just have to give them the 10 out of 10. Every delay was so worth it. They are so perfect. I'm so happy. They are way too expensive in the end, but every penny is so well spent on them that I can't be mad that I paid so much for them. In the end, if I exclude my taxes and my custom fees from them, I paid 160 for both of them, and I regret nothing. I will never order again 2 figures from Ami Ami. I'm glad that my Shui and Shiro figure that I'm getting from a local store, because it's not worth it. This was a really expensive figure, and the next video or the overnext or the one following after this one, after the next one, I'm not exactly sure. I will probably do a German one for the German people. It's worse to import yourself, or the better to go with the local store. But anyway, back to the topic. So they are a 10 out of 10. Nothing more to say. totally happy about it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video about these two beauties. And by the way, I want to put them next to my Mika Picasso non-scale figure by Union Creative, and I have a picture here, and you can see scale-wise they are similar. And I would say the Mikasa handmade by Mika Picasso is a 1/6, so I guess they are somewhere around this. They match really well with each other. Just at the end, I will say it again, we have Vanilla and Chocola non-scale by probably 1/6 to 1/7 scale by Flair from the series Nekopara. And I just recently learned that Flair is a sister company of Alter. And what do we know of Alter? Alter does the most amazing job on hair sculpt. And yeah, they did an amazing job on all the details in it. And I can just recommend it if you like this kind of figure, because they are stunning, totally worth their money, totally worth the 2.5-year wait for me. And I'm happy, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. It helps the channel to grow. I want to know your thoughts on them, and I will catch you then in the next one. Have a great day. Until then, bye bye.